Okay, so today we've been riding the Kawasaki Z900rs in the Lake District. The weather's not been ideal and we're going to have a chat about it, but before we do, we're going to show you some of the visuals from the ride.
Are you ready for phase one?
So from the moment that we saw this bike at the NEC show last year, absolutely fell in love with it. It's got the aesthetic that really fits what I personally like, what I think that we sign up to as a brand in terms of an aesthetic, and it's also got a load of modern tech on it as well. Mark, what do you think?
Well, I think following on from that, I think it was definitely our sort of Knox favourite bike of the show. Lots of reasons behind that, but primarily the way the bike looks. Kawasaki have been able to create a motorcycle that incorporates both a modern feel, a modern ride, but something that looks absolutely fantastically close to the original Kawasaki Z1 that was launched in the early 70s. If you put the two bikes side by side, and that's exactly what they did at the NEC, it's so difficult to tell the difference between the two. But underneath all of that, you've got a hugely modern Kawasaki based on their middleweight Z900 sport bike. So you've got the best of both worlds kind of knitted together seamlessly. And there's some absolutely beautiful sort of trick details on this bike that make it stand above some of the other sort of retro style homage bikes that are out there in the market right now.
They have really blended it with modern technology, you know, and actually I've ridden a bunch of Zs. I've ridden a Z750, I've rode the Z1000SX, I've rode the Z1000R, and it's a Kawasaki. It's a beautiful, beautiful machine. Inline 4, 900cc, plenty of power in it.
It's a detuned bike actually. So what they've done is they've taken the motor out of the Z900. It's 948cc, but that bike runs about 125 horsepower. They've actually dropped
110 in it.
Yeah, they've dropped the horsepower down to 110. But essentially, what they've done is they made the power delivery more linear. So the bike, in terms of the way it delivers its performance on the road, it's much smoother. It's much more manageable. It gives you the power where you want it. So it's not an out and out missile, if you like. It's something that you can ride on the road and really enjoy. And not only have they detuned the motor, but they've softened up the suspension. It's Kawasaki's own suspension parts. But you've got a bike that's just a little bit more relaxed. It's not quite as flicky, but it's very, very smooth. It's very easy to ride. I think one of the things I've learned over the last couple of days, in spite of what has been a slightly cold, rainy day today, is that it's super easy to ride this bike. Instantly, as soon as I got on it, I felt comfortable. Yeah. I felt at home. The riding position is super natural. You can sit on this bike for a good period of time and ride it for a reasonably long distance without feeling uncomfortable. Peg positions, your legs aren't hitched up too high. When the bars actually are reasonably wide on it, but it does make you feel incredibly comfortable instantly. I felt super confident on the bike, and it's not something that I always feel when I get on a brand new bike.
Oh, you feel at home, don't you, straight away?
100%.
It's so easy to ride.
I mean,
power's really linear. There's no surprises, is there?
No, inline 4.
Brakes are good.
Brakes are good. Suspension's plush. I mean, it is adjustable.
It's plush though, eh? That's one of the things about the suspension on this. It's having ridden the Z1000R and Z1000SX, the suspension's a lot harder on these. This is really balanced. It really fits. The seat, the riding position, everything is balanced.
It's got an LED light, so I mean, you'll see in the imagery, it is super bright. It gives you fantastic visibility at night if you want to ride the bike then. And also the chrome pieces on the bike. I think actually this one, This one has got the matte black handlebars, but you can have it with chrome. You can have a chrome grab rail on the rear. Although there's a couple of slight differences. If you wanted to see the significant differences between this and the original bike, obviously the original Z1 had spoked wheels rather than these cast wheels on the new version. But of course, there's weight saving in that as well. Curb weight on the new bike's about 215 kilos wet, so it's not a heavy bike. And again, I think you feel that when you ride it.
Oh, sure, it's really light. The centre of gravity is really nicely placed. You know, it's not a heavy bike. You can manoeuvre it around. And just, like you say, just jump on it and ride it. It's
Absolutely,
not a problem.
Absolutely.
So this colourway is the covert green, isn't it?
So it's matte black, I think, with covert green.
Matte black with covert green.
Yeah, you've got 3.
Actually, my favourite is the candy tone orange.
Yeah, so some
people,
absolutely, some people call that candy tone with root beer. That might be an American thing, but I mean, I kind of get that actually when you see the bike. So that's a two-tone. You've also got a metallic black.
And you've got the Kermit green,
which is actually bespoke to there's a separate model they produce called RS Cafe. So that comes with a sort of slightly more fared finish. I think I referred to it as Kermit green when we saw it at the show.
Sure.
I mean, it's a standout bike, isn't it?
It's really bright. It's really bright. It's not personally my cup of tea.
No.
But the other thing I wanted to say. Now the exhaust does backfire a little bit, doesn't it?
It does pop on the overrun. I think
you were following me yesterday, and you said you could hear that. I personally couldn't hear it, but yeah,
I certainly noticed it when I rode the bike
yesterday.
Not so much today because we just haven't had the chance to really open up the motor on it. But Kawasaki, especially what they call tuned the exhaust on this particular bike. It's just something I've not done before. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but what it does mean essentially is that you've got something that sounds fantastic. It's not. I think that what they've done with the balance of that noise is it's not too loud, but it has got a kind of raughty, sporty exhaust note, but it's not overbearing. I think it's not a shouty, loud, ostentatious motorcycle, is it? It's classically
In fact,
styled.
What we'll do, we'll start it up now.
Let's do that.
Now Viamoto, based in Sheffield, were kind enough to lend us the bike for the week. We've actually got a photo shoot going on as well, so it kind of doubles up, and we're super high efficiency here at Knox anyway, so it's...
I think shout out to Viamoto as well.
Yeah,
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
If you're interested in looking at any of the Kawasaki range, they're a great dealership and they are well worth a visit.
Fantastic, but obviously if you're across the pond it's going to be no good. But if you are in the UK, check out Viamoto. Now actually they were good enough to provide us with some finance quotes and some pricing information for this bike. So this particular bike comes in at around the £10,000 mark, but actually we figured the vast majority of people considering buying this type of machine is going to be buying it on a PCP deal. So we actually worked out that if we were to put down £1,000 deposit, we'd be looking on a 3-year PCP deal at 4,000 miles at £129 per calendar month, which actually for this bike, it's a cracking deal. £130 for this bike. To have this on your drive stroke, in your garage, what a deal. And insurance works out about £366. Now that's quoted on Mark, so he's slightly my senior.
Slightly older chap.
Not sure he's much more responsible.
I'm a grown-up.
Yeah.
What can I say? So
Okay.
Gary, I think we quoted 3,000 miles a year. Your bike's garaged overnight.
On the insurance side.
Yeah, I think I put down that I've got 5 years no claims.
Actually, I'll pop that up on the thing
great.
so you can see.
Yeah.
So obviously, while we've been doing this test today, we've been wearing and testing all of the Knox gear. Mark, in fact, you've been wearing the new Hayden jacket for 2018. Stunning jacket.
Oh, I absolutely love this jacket. It's got all the right technical features on it, but it's also incredibly comfortable. It's lightweight. It looks great. It fits great. It's cut really nicely.
It's got the DWR finishing on.
DWR finishing, Kevlar lined sleeves, Kevlar lined back. It's also got our unique dual fit system on it. So once I've layered up underneath, so I'm wearing a quilt and an armoured shirt underneath this.
Sure.
Gives me the extra
Which
space
we
that I
needed
need.
today, to be fair.
You're not wrong. It's
been cold and wet.
It's tested my resolve. I'll be honest with you. But we know this layering system works, and today is a fantastic example of that. Actually,
Absolutely.
And I can still look great.
It
even
is.
if I do say so myself.
It tends to be the norm that you know, as soon as it gets wet, we put on these big bulky textiles. Actually, you know, we've been wearing the same kit all day, and in terms of providing protection from the rain, all we've done is put the Zephyr waterproof over jacket and pants on.
Yeah.
And the quick slip on. On the jacket
we did exactly what you would do in a situation. We've been out riding all day, the weather's been really changeable, we've had some dry patches and we've had some rain. We've pulled over at the side of the road when it started to come down, and the over trousers and the jacket go on in 30 seconds flat, and away we go.
And also you've been wearing the Spencer black slim jeans, the new
Spencer
ones. Yeah, absolutely.
Jeans, yeah. So
super
comfortable.
They've got that great stretching now, which is incorporated into the slim fit jeans. Just makes them that much easier to get on with. In fact,
Rocking.
Mark, I won't tell you how your pants are feeling.
You can if you want, Aaron. I think you've probably worn these before. I'm not sure if you can rock the double denim quite as well as I can, but you know, that's up for debate.
Yeah.
But yeah, new colourway with these. The great thing about these as well, with the 5% stretch, they just give you a little bit of extra flexibility on the bike. You know, we've not just been riding the one bike today, we've been riding a couple of different things, and it just helps with that, helps with the comfort, and obviously having a DWR on there, the water repellency means that if you do get caught and we haven't got our over trousers on, you've got that time to stop your bike, jump off, put your over trousers over the top, and away you go again.
Okay, so quick overview just to finish off then. Great bike, I absolutely love it. Mark, you love it too?
Absolutely agree, yeah, absolutely.
And I think you're considering buying one, aren't you?
It's definitely on the short list.
Short list.
Yeah, that's the problem with motorbikes. You always want 17 of them, not just one. But this particular bike does stand out in terms of the bikes that have been released for 2018 stroke 2017. You know, it handles well, it's got great power, it's hugely comfortable, it's got a lovely natural riding position.
Looks great.
It looks fantastic, and I think, you know, that is one of the key aspects of it. It does look tremendous.
Fantastic. So it's a thumbs up from Knox. Thanks again to Viamoto. Thanks for the Lake District for being beautiful, although not providing us with great weather, and we'll see you on the next test.
Just wanna give you no other reason.